I think I am recording now. Okay, okay, I'll redo that. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to the first the first clean Lake Country Clean Waters quarterly meeting for the year. We're excited to have you. Happy Inauguration Day. Happy 2021. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I didn't get to see most of you. So it's nice to kind of be starting fresh this year. We're excited to get started and keep Lake Country Clean Waters moving forward in a really strong manner. And we're excited to kind of keep it going. So with that, I'll introduce myself really quick and also my co-host today. So my name is Brad Steckert. I'm the director for Lake Country Clean Waters. I've been the director for about a year now. My background is that I was the aquatic invasive species coordinator for Washington and Waukesha counties for about 5 years, up until about 2 years ago, where I then worked in Washington County in the finance department for a while. And now I work for a uh, financial technology company, but still keep my passion for lakes alive and passion for clean water alive by helping with Lake Country Clean Waters and working through to make sure we as an organization are communicating lake issues and um, communicating with each other, everything that's going on within our lakes, whether it be wake boat issues or AIS issues. And my mission personally with this is to make sure everyone is kind of on the same page and able to share what they're doing on their lakes with the rest of the region, to let everyone know what they're doing and then be able to share stories and share with each other what's going on in the region as a whole. Lakes can be so isolated from each other, even though they're right next to each other. So it's nice to kind of have a sounding board to talk to each other. The other person, or two other people on the call are Mike Ingleson. He's the executive director from Wisconsin Lakes. He's going to help facilitate. We have a couple of fun activities that we're going to try out today. So bear with us, but we're going to have some fun during this meeting. And Mike is going to be facilitating some of the breakout rooms. So thank you for being on the call, Mike. We really appreciate it.
You bet.
And Sam Lammers is the current aquatic invasive species coordinator for Washington and Waukesha counties. So she'll be sharing an update from the counties, from what we've done or what she did in the past year, and then what she's going to do moving forward. So with that, we'll go through our agenda really quick. So the first thing we're going to do is something called a liberating structure, and this is called impromptu networking. So this is where we're actually going to break all of you out into separate rooms so you can talk to each other, and you're going to be randomly paired. So you may be paired with somebody who you know or you don't know, and you're going to have a question that you can answer and talk to each other. Then I will go over our 2020 accomplishments, what we did last year, and what we're proud of. And then after that, Samantha Lammers is going to give her aquatic invasive species update, similar to what I'll do for Lake Country Clean Waters. She'll say what she did over 2020 and what they plan to do into 2021. Then I will share what we plan on doing moving into 2021. And then we have another little activity that I think is going to be really fun. And then we will wrap up with a few future things that we plan on doing this year. So should be a fun meeting. I don't think it's going to take the whole 2 hours, so we might be able to reallocate some of our time tonight and get done. But if you guys have questions along the way, feel free to use the chat box at the bottom of your screen. There's a chat function. You can type anything into that, whether it's to everyone or an individual in the chat. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is something called impromptu networking. So this is a chance to share your challenges and expectations of what you think of Lake Country Clean Waters. So the way this is going to go is we're going to ask, what big challenges do you bring to this gathering? What do you hope to get from and give to this community? So in this case, it's Lake Country Clean Waters. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend about a minute on our own all of us to like just right here, we're just going to spend a minute thinking about the question and writing down your answer. Then you're going to be sent into a breakout room randomly with another person. And it looks like there's about 22 people here on the call right now. So you'll be broken out into a room with one other person, and then you'll spend 2 minutes each discussing your answers. So you'll be in that breakout room for a total of 4 minutes. And for 2 minutes each, you'll each discuss what you're bringing to this gathering and what you hope to get and give from this group. So we'll do that, and we will go through 3 rounds of it. So you'll be with one person, and then we'll come back to the group, and then we'll go right out into another meeting with a different person, and we'll do that one last time. So you'll actually be sharing with 3 different people your answer that you write down. So hopefully that makes sense to anybody. We're going to be looking for recurring themes and discussions within the group and discuss with the group for about 5 to 10 minutes after, so we can come back with some of our ideas and talk about what we see and what we hope for. So let's spend about a minute right now. It's 6:10. We'll go for about a minute. And so write down your answers of what you bring to the group, what you bring to the gathering, and what you hope to get from and give to this group. And I'm timing this for a minute. All right. Mike, if you want to break us out into groups of 2, we can do that.
And I think what will happen is you will see a button show up in your screen that says a box that says you've been assigned to a room, and you'll have to click join in order to go into that room. It may take you right into that room. I'm not 100% sure. We're hoping that there will only be 2 people per room. If there's only one of you in a room, go ahead and exit out of that room and come back to the main space, and we'll get you set up. So here we go.
Not very bright right now. Everyone heard that.
People are disappearing. That's good. Looks like we have one room that has only one person in it.
Okay, I can go in.
So room 9 with Justin.
Oh, I see. I just see one with you. Oh, I see. Okay. It looks like Ed needs to get assigned.
Oh, yeah. Or he just hasn't
accepted, maybe.
There he goes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he just hadn't accepted it yet. All right, I'll kind of watch the clock.
Okay,
we want to do about 2.
So you just kind of time it yourself then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'll actually use a stopwatch.
Oh, looks like Alan. You want to go back to your room, Alan? Oh, I think you're muted.
Okay. Brett, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Okay. I couldn't make noise when I was in my breakout room. Can you reassign me back to my my breakout?
Yes.
I was in room number 3, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're not able to get back into it.
Hold on, I have a button on my screen. It says
Oh, yeah.
join breakout room.
Yeah, hit join.
Yep, that probably will do it.
There you go.
There he goes.
Justin is still alone.
Yes.
Let's send him to room 8. Okay, cool. Just feel like, what just happened?
And we're at about a minute 20 since I started the clock. Gave people time to get in and get used to the room. So
Yeah. Every time I do one of these, I exit and it's like, oh, I wish I would have had a little more time. Man, I'm kind of surprised we only have like 20 people on the call. I wonder where everyone else is.
yeah,
They sent like 3 updates. But
yeah, I got them. I got them all. So,
yeah.
all right, I'm going to send a message that says 2 minutes left.
All right, perfect. So then they'll come back and then just spit them right back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just have to recreate the thing again,
Okay.
which doesn't really take any time.
So it's probably just recording us, right? So it's not recording what's going on in the rooms. It's just recording me
Yes.
being quiet. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, so whoever's watching this back is getting our scintillating conversation.
I think
A
I'll go
behind the scenes look.
through, yeah. I'll go through and edit this part out, I think.
There you go. Yeah. I think you could, if you stop recording, I think it will pause it. And then I don't know if it shows up, if it comes back as 2 separate videos. It might actually. So you might not want to try that.
Yeah, I think I'll just let it run, and then I can always go to iMovie and just block this part out. Pretty easy. Because the
All right.
important part will be what we record at the very end.
10 seconds and I'll bring it back. Well, actually, 3, 2, 1, closing the rooms. Oh no, it's gonna.
Oh, you give them a minute. Oh, yeah. They'll probably start slowly coming back.
Yeah.
And there's no way to just stop it.
I thought it only did that if you set the timer for a particular amount of time.
That's okay. Some people are probably really enjoying their fascinating conversations.
Yeah, I gotta send out an apology to Bonnie. I thought I was clicking out of a window on my phone, and it turned out that I just exited out of our discussion there right at the end. So my apologies, Bonnie.
As long as you didn't hit leave meeting in like the whole meeting.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay,
no.
Jesse.
Good talk. Good talk.
Good talk. Yes, thank you.
All right, glad you guys are having some good discussions. So we'll just send you right back out into another group of 2. So this is just another random assignment.
And let me just double check.
One person will go be a group
You're
of
gonna
3.
hear the same story all
We're hoping that this will assign you a new random partner.
over.
I can't say that for sure because I'm not that much of a Zoom professional, but we'll find out. We need 9 rooms.
Are we talking about the same?
Oh,
Yep. Yeah, we are.
yep. And Lisa's in a room by herself, so I'll move her to 8.
Okay, and it looks like they're different because Jesse and Bonnie were in the same room before and they're in different rooms now.
Yep.
Good. Nice.
All right. 2 minutes. So I don't think I've talked to you. Nice to know that you and Carolyn are probably coming on the board.
Yeah, that's exciting. How is that
Yeah.
process coming along for you?
How's what?
How's that process coming along?
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
Actually, the board handles most of that. So
nice.
everybody is excited to have more bodies, and you all got, as you would expect, got great marks. So
Awesome. It's exciting. It was so fun. I mean, that was one of the most fun like interviews ever because we were just all being total nerds about water and like catching up, and it's like we all kind of knew each other a little bit or had at least heard stories and talking
Right.
about talking about our lake leader cruise and just fun stuff.
it's a really great group right now.
Yeah.
They've really all like handled things really well through the pandemic. We've been meeting virtually, so that's been working really well, but we also have fun when we get together too. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that again.
Yeah, me too.
I'll get a 2-minute message queued up. It's always good when they come back from the breakout rooms and sound like they've actually been talking about what they were supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, they're not just silent.
Yeah, it's always a crapshoot.
So then in a minute we'll do it, so then they have that last minute to
Yeah.
do you know a lot about this fair maps stuff? Have you heard a lot about that?
Lisa sent me some stuff on it a little bit. It's really just about gerrymandering and
Yeah,
building a fair ability to allocate governmental seats.
yeah. I mean, I was like wondering if this is something. I was like, well, is this something that we should like take on as like let somebody come in and talk about it during one of our quarterly meetings? And I don't know.
All right, I'll go ahead and close and start the 1-minute timer.
Yeah, this is pretty slick, the way this works.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done it. The governor actually did like budget session listening
Oh,
sessions
yeah.
this way. I wasn't on Zoom. I was listening. I was actually watching on, I think, Wisconsin Eye, but it worked really well for that. I was really surprised at how like there was actually decent discussion that came out of it.
That's cool.
When normally, you know, those are just somebody gets up and can talk for a minute and that's all they can do.
Right, and then it just kind of stops there and there's no really further discussion. All right, looks like everybody's back. So once more, we're gonna do the same thing and throw you out into one more room with another stranger. And just do the same thing. So we're gonna be talking about the same subject, and it's the point of this is to hear other people's perspective and be able to tell your perspective to a new person and just look for some of those overarching themes and everything. So we'll send you right back out.
And Brad, I think Jill Bedford just joined too. Do you want to just quick give the question again?
Oh yeah, here, I'll share my screen. Hi Jill, good to see you. So we're doing a challenge right now, Jill, where we're doing a question right now where you're gonna be sent into a group with another person. And your question to talk to this person about is, what big challenge do you bring to this gathering? And what do you hope to get from and give to this group? So you're just going to talk about what you think about that for 2 minutes, and then you're going to hear from your other person for 2 minutes. And then we're going to come back as a big group and discuss.
And here we go.
My dog is mad at me right now. He's like, you've been sitting in this chair all day. No? Okay. Oh, looks like we have 2 more. Oh, Susan joined. We'll just assign her to room 1 or room 9.
Yeah, and we have Dan Bauer not in a room with anybody, so I'm going to put him in room 9 too.
Hi,
Oh, hey, Bonnie.
I was on with Jill, and I think she has it muted because I could not hear her at all.
Oh. All
I
right.
don't know if there's a way.
I think maybe can you go back and tell her to unmute?
Is there a way you can send me back in now?
You should be able to
But-
get in. There should be a button down at the bottom of the screen, I think, that will take you back. It says go to
Oh.
breakout room.
Breakout rooms?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Have fun. Otherwise, she's just talking to Jill.
Right, yeah.
Hi, Caroline. Oh, you're muted.
Robert Steckler is having a hard time. He can't get in. He can't figure out the mic. Like he can't. And I mentioned that it's usually down to the left-hand side, but he says he doesn't have a mic. So I'll go back to that room, but I just wanted to stop and tell you.
If you
Okay.
want to send him out here, we probably can troubleshoot better from out here.
Okay, if you send me in, I'll go back and I'll get him. Can you do it?
You should be able to click there's a go to breakout rooms button down at the bottom.
Okay.
Caroline, the other thing is you can just tell him to type in the chat if he wants to, if he doesn't have a mic. You will only see his chat. You won't see everybody's chat.
Okay. So here I go.
All right. Good luck.
So we're at 2 minutes. We're actually a little over 2 minutes, but
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I wonder if the same thing was happening the whole time.
Right.
Funny that it comes out in the third breakout session.
Exactly.
Like, what were you doing for the other two?
Maybe his mic went off because yeah, he's
Oh yeah.
hmm. The only thing I know, Robert, is you might want to try logging off and then coming back in. That sometimes will help. Well, now you've got a mic icon. So let me try unmuting you. Oh, I can't. I can ask you to, but
Hmm. Yeah.
all right, you're showing unmuted, but
Go back.
but we still can't hear you. And unfortunately, we're almost.
Hmm. Sorry about that, Robert. You always gotta think about these technical difficulties.
And obviously, I'm not taking a lot of notes for you, except for my own little meeting areas, by the way.
Yeah, Caroline, I was gonna mention that. So the most important notes will be the ones, when we all come back into
Back
one.
together. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, I am closing the rooms in a minute. So if you guys just want to hang here, that probably would be the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah, Caroline, thank you so much for kind of coming in at the 11th hour and recording. I thought Beth was gonna be on the call and gonna be able to record, and then I texted her a little earlier, and she's like, "Oh, I wasn't planning on being there." So, oh, yeah.
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Oh, you'll do great. Okay, I'm going to, as people come in, I'm just going to mute them.
Robert, I just saw your chat message that you don't have a mic. You can also call in if you want. With the Zoom invite, there was probably call-in information, so you can be on the computer and call in at the same time if you want to.
Cool. All right. Well, I hope everyone had good conversations as they were talking to their various partners. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen here. So I'm just curious, for people who are able to come off mute or type into the chat, what did you find out? What did you see as kind of a reoccurring theme, or what did you talk about that other people agreed with or didn't agree with? And feel free to come off mute or type in the chat box.
Brad, Sam Lammers here.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, so a lot of the reoccurring things, I actually had the enjoyment of having three different people with three very different backgrounds. But the thing that we talked about a lot was that we need to know that we're all available in our own like little niche as our own like little puzzle piece. But to keep that communication and that facilitation going between all these different groups and all the new people that come in with all of these, new and exciting ways to do things and ideas. So you talked about it at the beginning, and we talked about it on our podcast last week, just knowing who's available and how we can communicate to kind of have the same goal.
I love it. Yeah, definitely. It sounds like Dan is saying something similar in the chat, with the ability to share information, issues, and solutions. Tom is coming with a challenge, communicating with lake groups on what the technical issues are and how they're related to each other. Awesome. These are great. And these are awesome because this is really, we are a communication group. We are here to help each other communicate. So this is really cool to see these overarching themes. So my challenge to everyone for the rest of the time that we're together today is to keep this question in the back of your mind, because at the end, we're going to have a little activity that's going to be a little bit different than what we just did. It's going to be more of a, write down what you're thinking of, what you've thought of after the meeting. So it's kind of just another kind of version of what we're doing now. So keep this question in the back of your mind and think about it through the rest of the presentation. Thanks for the participation, everyone. It's much appreciated. Lisa, I didn't know if you wanted to speak about your fair maps real quick. I'm sure you brought that up during your meetings. So did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, I guess I'm hoping in the means of communicating with everybody that that people will consider contacting their communities, village or town or city or whatever, and the county board members that they have in favor of a nonpartisan redo of the legislative districting maps, the fair maps thing right now. The reason I think it's important is for a number of different reasons. One of them is that our lake country is just a critically important part of Waukesha County. The quality and the beauty of these lakes is a unique resource. And we are divided up with LaBelle is part of Assembly District 38. We're off with Jefferson County. Wakachi Lake and Pewaukee Lake are both cut in half by legislative district. So we have been weakened in our collective voice to have an impact on these legislators. And the reason that's important, when I was president of Wisconsin Association of Lakes, I was involved with a number of different policy decisions. One of the things we did was get grants for counties to designate special important parts of a lake or very sensitive lakes or trout streams and put in stricter shoreline zoning ordinances for those areas. 54 counties in Wisconsin passed stricter ordinances for those special areas. The legislature, after the gerrymandering, it said that the minimum standard was now the maximum standard. So none of those counties could enforce their stricter ordinances at all. That was done as part of the budget. So there was no public hearing on that. It was just simply done. And that weakens our ability, that takes away county authority to take care of the most precious parts of the water in their area, including Waukesha County. Waukesha County had to go around and spend extra money to have a bunch of hearings and redo their ordinance because of this, as did a lot of other counties. Another thing that happened is that I've been on a bunch of rule writing committees in the past as part of the Lakes Association, the Forestry BMP committee. We got a 100-foot buffer from the loggers. When I sat on the agricultural committee for DATCAP 50, talking about what kind of buffers farms have to leave in place, the best we could get out of that committee was 15 feet buffer of no till, that you couldn't till. Well, the legislature gave itself the power to change any of those rules as they were before they were established. So they took that down to 5 feet. So now you can plow within 5 feet of a lake or a trout stream or whatever. I just think that until we get a fair representation and we can speak with a collective voice, we're not going to have any power to keep protections in place for our waters. So I'm hoping people will join me and support the Fair Maps thing and talk to their county board. Now, I'd be glad to share my letter to I got a village board meeting at 7 tonight, so I've got to run. But I'm hoping that all of you listening will care enough about this issue to contact your city officials and see if you can get a resolution in favor of Fair Maps.
Lisa, would you mind sharing your email in the chat so people who have more questions about that could contact you?
Sure.
Okay, and then they can follow up if they want to do that, since you have to run, and then we can keep going. But yeah, definitely, I think that's an interesting topic. So it's hard to do something when you're divided. So if you want to do something for the health of the lakes, it's nice to be able to act as one organization. Okay, so I want to go through quick and celebrate kind of what we've done as Lake Country Clean Waters. I know a lot of the people on the call are the regulars for Lake Country Clean Waters, and I do want to just share kind of some of the cool stuff that we did over the past year. So I'm just going to kind of fly through the slides. It's just a little timeline about what we've done. Oh, sorry, I did want to bring up really quick that Nate brought up AIS enforcement by local law enforcement, which definitely we're going to keep talking about. I think that's super important. Making Lake Country a place people want to go to with AIS on and in watercraft and equipment. How can we make this happen? So yeah, enforcement and basically awareness. So I just want to make sure that that's communicated too. But so thanks, Nate. Okay, so then we'll go through some accomplishments. Okay, last year at this time, we had our first quarterly meeting as Lake Country Clean Waters. It was our first ever meeting as the new organization. It was really fun. We did it in person and we had a really good discussion. I remember it being heated. I remember being there and we were all in person. I think it was the last time we all got to meet up and actually see each other's faces in a room together and eat snacks and food together. We had a good discussion. And if you guys remember, we had Bob Wakeman and a couple of DNR wardens present on enforcement. So Nate, I mean, it's awesome to see that we are talking about that and we continue to talk about some of those topics that are really important to us. We also had, as we like to do, an update from the AIS coordinator for Washington and Waukesha counties. Then our next meeting was in April 2020. We had almost 60 participants. This is our first Zoom meeting, so we were testing it out. Heidi Bunk was on the call. She's the aquatic plant manager lead. I don't know her actual job title, but for the DNR. And she shared a lot of new information that had just been coming out about starry stonewort. And they had just developed three new frequently asked question sheets for starry stonewort. So we shared those on our Lake Country Clean Waters webpage. And this is also kind of the beginning of the new Lake Country Clean Waters webpage with current updates and sort of an updated ticker with recorded meetings and everything. So that had our PowerPoint on it. So that was a really fun one. And then Mike, who's facilitating the call today, also was able to speak about managing lakes in a time of high water. So that was pretty cool. That was an interesting one. After that, we had our 5th annual Healthy Lakes Conference, which was super interesting. We had people come in from all over the country. We had people in Missouri and Alabama and New York, all weighing in on different topics, which was really awesome. We had over 60 people attending. This conference, it was like a 5-hour long conference. We have on our webpage still for free. We had people who are regular keynote speakers at large events come into this conference and talk and really share their knowledge for just because they're passionate about it. They're passionate about clean water and they're passionate about our organization and getting the word out to people in Lake Country. So that was really, really cool. And that was Carmen Aguilar and Russell Kuhel, 2 professors from the School of Freshwater Science. They were sharing some amazing information in a really interactive, fun program. So that was cool. That conference was cool because it really showcased our balance of outreach, research, and management. We are a communication organization, but we want to communicate on all aspects of our lakes, whether it be the science behind what's happening, the management that's happening, or just the outreach that needs to happen in order to make sure everyone's aware of what's going on. And then we also presented our first Lake Country Clean Waters Award. That was pretty cool. It went to North Lake Management District for their innovative drone wave study. So if everyone isn't aware, North Lake Management District did a really cool study that they're continuing this year on using drones to measure wave action from different types of watercraft. So they measured wake boats and jet skis and like pontoon boat waves using drones flying high above the water to see how far those waves go and what they do to the shoreline. So that was pretty cool. And then our last quarterly meeting we had in September, we had 37 attendees. We had North Lake Management actually present on their drone study. And then we had some more captivating, innovative, and leading research from our new AIS coordinator for Washington and Waukesha counties, Samantha Lammers. So just some highlights, and some highlights to just, highlight what we do as an organization and why it's important to Lake Country. We are this communication organization, and we host these four technically quarterly meetings, one being a Healthy Lakes Conference. Altogether, we had over 200 people attend our meetings, and that's 200 people on computers. And a lot of people attending on computers are usually like them and their spouse, or them and their somebody else who's in their household. So I think it's well over 200 people attending. And we had over 20 experts and professional presenters throughout the year, presenting on 15 water-related conservation topics. So some of the highlighted presentations were Russell and Carmen from UWM Freshwater Science, Paul Skowinski, who we all know wrote the book on aquatic plants identification. We had people doing drones or doing camera studies from like Alabama down south, from the Army Corps of Engineers, that have been doing these projects for over 3 years, that we started like 3 years ago. We have had Washington and Waukesha County professionals continue to support us. People from Sewer PAC, the Southeastern Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission, people from the Department of Natural Resources, people from Wisconsin Lakes, and we've even had accomplished authors speak for our organization. So 2020 was a pretty awesome year overall. I mean, these presentations were really fun. So we had 5 people donate individually to our organization, which was amazing. And a lot of them are on the call right now. So thank you all for donating. And I just wanted to highlight that we do all this with amazing partnerships with Tall Pines Conservancy, the Ozaki Washington, or Oconomowoc Watershed Protection Program, Wisconsin Lakes, and the DNR, and all of our other partners. And we operate with only 1 part-time employee and a totally volunteer board of directors. So the board of directors, I just want to mention, is Joyce, Susan, Caroline, Jeff, and Don. And then we actually have somebody new on our board of directors as of our last meeting, and that's Jesse Jensen. So welcome, Jesse. We're super excited to have you. Jesse is working with the DNR, and he is just has a wealth of information that we're totally hitting the ground running with, and we're going to make 2021 even better because of Jesse's input. So we're really excited to have him. So thanks for coming on board, Jesse. And then we
Thanks
also
for having me,
have,
Brad.
yeah, thanks, man. And then we also have Beth, who works for Tall Pines Conservancy, always helping us out, just totally being the backbone of our organization. And she's not even really a real employee, but she's just always there helping out. So I just want to shoot her a shout out. And Jill has been an amazing asset to our organization. So Jill, we really, really appreciated your help last year. You did amazing work in handing off the Healthy Lakes Conference and working through it all and just being a total asset to the organization. And Jill, unfortunately, had to focus on her business this year, so she kind of moved on from Lake Country Clean Waters, but she's still actively talking to us and involved. And we appreciate Jill so much that Jill, want to present you with a recognition of dedicated service. So you've just worked tirelessly and dedicated so much time to Lake Country Clean Waters, even when you had a million other projects going on. So we really appreciate it. So we wanted to send you a certificate to thank you for demonstrating an unparalleled level of commitment and enthusiasm for educating others about the protection of Lake Country's water resources. So you will be able to pick this up next time you're at the office, and just know that we're super, super thankful, and had no hesitation whatsoever about knowing that we needed to present you with something because of all the amazing work you've done.
Thank you, Brad. This is a nice surprise, and I appreciate all the dedication from everyone in on this call and the board members, and especially you. You've You really picked the ball and grabbed it and you're running with it, and it's great. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was a total surprise to Jill. She didn't know she was getting the award.
No.
Thanks, Jill. And with that too, we want to talk about right before we get to Sam's AIS update. I do want to talk about our sponsorship structure. So we have historically been funded by a donor who was able to pretty much like fund these meetings throughout the entire year. As COVID hit, that sponsor dropped out. So this past year, that sponsor stopped sponsoring us. So we pretty much need to rely on partners now to donate to keep these meetings running. So we do have a sponsorship structure that I wanted to go over really quick. Some of you have already donated, and geez, thank you so much. We're super excited because anything helps at this point to get us through the year. But you can see there are different levels of sponsorship from $50 all the way up to something like a corporate sponsorship of like $2,000 plus, if that's like if you can bring that to your lake organization, if you're part of a lake district or part of a lake association. We really love keeping these meetings running. And we really, we're excited to share information and be kind of a sounding board for everyone to share this information. But unfortunately, we can't keep doing that if we aren't funded and have no funding. So, anything helps. You can contact us if you're interested in donating, but please bring this to your lake organizations and just try and help us out for the greater good of Lake Country. And so I'll talk a little bit later about even advancing this to like a corporate sponsorship if you know anyone on your lake who works for a bigger corporation who does like environmental sponsorships or things like that. But we'll get to that after Sam's AIS update. So with that, I will transfer over to you, Sam, and I will keep control. You can just tell me when to hit next.
That sounds great. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for coming tonight, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Samantha Lammers. I am the Aquatic Invasive Species Coordinator for Washington and Waukesha counties. I have to quick shout out to Nate, not forgetting the law enforcement. I think it's great. So before this, I was a conservation warden with the DNR and ran a statewide aquatic invasive species program for education and enforcement called the Water Guards. And that was really fulfilling, and that really instilled in me that need to change behavior, whether that's through education and outreach or through citations and more enforcement efforts. So I believe that both are important and both are appropriate at their own times in changing voter behavior for AIS. So the first couple slides you guys have seen before if you came to that September meeting. So this just recaps our 2020 events. We had, because of COVID, a combined drain campaign landing blitz, which was over the 4th of July weekend. Usually the drain campaign is over the Memorial Day weekend, and then landing blitz is through the July 4th weekend. But we put them together over July 4th, and we worked many, many hours. We talked to thousands of people, and it was a really great, effective outreach effort in both counties. We did have our snapshot day. I have to shout out to all you guys in Waukesha, especially Brad and Jill. We had also our Starry Stonewort be on the lookout, which was going to be the same day, and then actually extended that whole week. So I know Ed and Jill and Nate and so many people were involved in that, just checking out their sites and checking for Starry Stonewort, and that is huge. And I'm pretty sure my next slide still talks about that. So Starry Stonewort was found in one county that was not Washington or Waukesha. I believe it was Marinette County. They added one lake this year, but we did 35 lakes with early detection monitoring, full PI surveys, Starry Stonewort, rapid response. And we did not find any more lakes with Starry Stonewort in either Washington or Waukesha counties. And I just really need to thank every single person that went out and did any sort of work or supported me. It was a really weird year for surveying, and I needed boats, and I needed people that could work GPSs and had rakes, and you guys just absolutely came through for me as well. So I just want to thank everyone for helping. That isn't going to stop next year. So we are going to continue that monitoring effort even without, so we weren't able to have kind of a lot of DNR support. A lot of DNR staff just wasn't able to get out in the field. And so I kind of picked up some of that for them in the counties, but that isn't going to stop in 2021. So if you want to move to the next slide. Just finishing up, we trained 34 inspectors in Washington County and 17 inspectors for Clean Boats, Clean Waters. Those were volunteer inspectors. We did a Project Red, which is our riverine early detection monitoring on the Milwaukee River in Washington. We did 3 Starry Stonewort hand pulls per their DNR grant for rapid response at Little Cedar Lake. And I did a little purple loosestrife biocontrol at the end of the year. That really came screeching to a slow, I shouldn't say halt, because they were still being done. But it slowed down immensely in 2020 because of COVID. Right when the lockdown happened was kind of when we needed to be pulling plants. I didn't get officially hired until May. So that is really going to ramp up again in 2021. And then we got a couple new Citizen Lake Monitoring Network water testers trained for Lower Neshota. We had Starry Stonewort hand pulls, 2 at Nemaben and 1 at Okachi. The one at Okachi was supporting the barrier and chemical control for the Starry Stonewort right off of Golden Mass there. And then we did add 2 landowners to the Purple Loosestrife Biocontrol project in Waukesha County as well, one being on Lower Neshota, right at that like tip, southern tip is kind of all purple loosestrife now. So we're going to take care of that. All right, and then we spent tons of hours doing Clean Boats, Clean Waters on all of these landings. We had IGAs, which are intergovernmental agreements. So lake associations could apply for their Clean Boats, Clean Waters grants. And then we would actually hire them on as Waukesha or Washington County employees. It kind of gave everyone that comfort and that benefit of the employee being able to have insurance and being covered in case of an emergency or something happening, which didn't. But we completed over 900 hours on Starry Stonewort landings in 2020, and I think that's huge. I'm really happy about that. I know that we can do a little bit more. Some of the Clean Boats, Clean Waters lakes, it's weird. The Starry Stonewort isn't necessarily at the public boat launch, which is where we're doing it, but we still did education and outreach on those landings. Next slide, please. So what's on the agenda for 2021? I have to precursor that this has not been officially approved by the DNR yet. So I have my meeting with Amy Kretlow just to complete my work plan, but these are all the things I want to do and I don't see any problem with them. So hiring in 2021, we're gonna hire 2 full-time summer interns in Waukesha, hopefully, and then we're gonna have those lake-specific Clean Boats, Clean Waters, IGAs. I do know I just talked to one lake in Washington. They got their Clean Boats, Clean Waters grant approved like yesterday. So that's huge. And I'd love to know if you guys, if anyone on this call is for any of those lakes, please let me know when it gets approved so we can get to work on that. We did add lake-specific Clean Boats, Clean Waters grant with Low and Mid Genesee this year for 2021. So we're really excited to get some work up and running with them. And then Washington will be 1 full-time intern. And then we have lake-specific interns at Park and Pike. Washington County also has Big and Little Cedar has their own Clean Boats, Clean Waters grant program, as well as Freeze Lake. So just because it's not, this is just our IGAs that we're working through here. So these are kind of my pictures of things working last year. So this picture on the right is Jane Jenks from Washington County, as well as Mackenzie, my Washington County intern, and Mohammed and Stephen, my Waukesha County intern. So we're hopefully going to get our applications reviewed and out in February, do interviews in April, and we plan to hire in early May to have everyone trained and ready to go by a Memorial weekend. So Our 2021 season is going to be a training for Clean Boats, Clean Waters volunteers, Citizen Lake Monitoring Network stuff. I can assist with water clarity, so Secudis reading training, and or get you hooked up with Rachel Faber, who is our Clean Boat, or Citizen Lake Monitoring, sorry, way too many acronyms, guys. Our Project Red, that's going to tie in with, we're doing at least 3 Asian clam surveys on the Oconomowoc, Pewaukee, and I can't remember the other lake that were the other stream that we chose. So we chose some rivers to do some Asian clam monitoring this year. Our snapshot date 2021, I'm going to start pushing that hard the second they release the date. And then our purple loosestrife biocontrol. So our February constant contact, just a reminder, we'll have more descriptions of these different projects and how you can get involved if you'd like. Specifically for surveying Waukesha, we did an early detection monitoring on the Oconomowoc, and Dave took me out on his boat with a bunch of guys, and it poured on us the whole time, and it was super windy, and it was just absolutely miserable. So I'm hoping to get, I mean, we had information, but I want to get more accurate information and maybe pick a day that's not drowning us all. We added the purple loosestrife locations, and then any other surveying or early detection or rapid response that the DNR needs me to do or what Amy needs me to do. And then in Washington, we have 2 full PIs, Pike Lake and Freeze Lake. Pike Lake is done every year. That is their best management practice for Starry Stonewort, is they don't do anything. And then we do annual PI surveys on that lake, and that has been the best management practice. That biomass seems to be going down overall. So that is in those frequently asked questions as well that Brad brought up in that early meeting that you guys had last year. And then we'll do early detection monitoring on Big Cedar. So Big Cedar's here. Little Cedar and Silver Lake are very close in proximity. Little Cedar and Silver both have Starry Stonewort. I did 2 surveys on Big Cedar last year, one at the beginning of the year and one at the end. They do not have Starry yet. So we're keeping a close eye on Big Cedar. They have an incredible protection and rehabilitation district, as well as volunteer staff at the yacht club, as well as the main launch. And they've been doing Clean Boats, Clean Waters like crazy. So other activities are going to be our statewide events, our drain campaign, our landing blitz, and our snapshot day. We're going to continue to do Starry Stonewort monitoring. I'm probably going to bug Brad and Jill, and we'll start a little bit earlier to get kind of a Starry Stonewort monitoring or observation week, where we kind of go out and do that push. That it was such a fantastic idea. Last year, they have a really strong program doing that in Minnesota. So I'd like to kind of partner it up and get something going here. We're doing the Asian clam surveys in Waukesha, that biocontrol. I've been doing pet store checks this winter, 8 shot checks in the summer. We do waterfowl hunter outreach. I've reached out to sportsmen's clubs to do education as well. It's not just boating and angling, it's waterfowl hunters, it's trappers, it's hunters, it's ice fishermen. Ed and I had a nice conversation about that during our breakout session that I just learned, fun fact, and I've never seen it till this year. Ice fishermen dig up a bunch of vegetation from the bottom of the lake and cover their holes overnight so the holes don't freeze. So that was very interesting for me to learn. So that education and outreach really needs to happen, that vegetation cannot go anywhere and probably shouldn't be thrown back into the hole where it can float around anywhere it wants to. We'll do zebra mussel plating on Lake 7, Sheboygan County. And then I am all for the jellyfish hunt. If you guys know anything about me, or will find out, I am desperate to see a jellyfish. Lake 7, Pewaukee Lake, they have been viewed, but never verified and vouchered. So I need me some real samples. And I am willing, I am on call 24/7 when it comes to the end of the summer, that if someone calls me and they see a jellyfish, please call me. I will be there as soon as I can. Yes, Ken. So Ken called me every week to let me know that it wasn't really the right time, or it kind of got too cold and the weather just wasn't conducive to that big bloom that they have on Lake 5. So hopefully this year. And he said I can go swim with them, so I will. I'm gonna hop right in that water. And that's really all I have. Again, it's not verified yet, but I've been talking to Amy every week. I don't really see anything changing that much from this plan. If you guys have a lake that you'd like me to come out and look at, please let me know. I can throw it on the work plan. And then I just want to reiterate that this communication has just been so amazing here in Waukesha and Washington. And I appreciate everything that Lake Country Clean Waters does, that any of our third-party partners do. I was not being exaggerative when I say, like, text me anything that you need, like ID. You guys live on the lake. You guys know when your lake looks weird or something looks weird. So please use this number right here. Send me texts, send me pictures anytime. And I'll get back to you, and just let's keep the conversation going. And I'm available for you guys. So thank you, Brad, for allowing me to speak tonight.
Sam, it's always awesome to have you. We look forward to reaching out and talking more. And like you said, this partnership rocks. I mean,
Yeah.
It's super fun, and it's just nice to like be a sounding board and, have you be able to come and speak and tell us what you're doing.
Yes. Oh, I have one more thing to say, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I did my first podcast ever with the fabulous Brad last week, and I was very nervous. And we talked a little on AIS enforcement. We touched on communication and how important that is. And it will not be the last one. I think we're going to try to get a few more podcasts going for AIS and Lake Country Clean Water. So we will keep you posted on that. And if you haven't signed up for the Constant Contact, you get a monthly update from me about AIS in the area. And go ahead and text or email me, and I can get you signed up for that as well. Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
Sam, if you want to, you can throw that that YouTube link in the chat if people want to go and watch your podcast.
Yes, that might be easier said than done, but I will give it my best shot.
So this will come up on a future slide, but moving forward into what Lake Country Clean Waters wants to do in 2021, one of the education and networking opportunities is going to be to have this podcast. It's sort of a podcast I started called Wisconservation with Brad Steckert. And it just is, people coming in and talking about conservation issues. So far, we have 2 episodes on YouTube. One is with Sam, and one is with Todd Levine from Carroll University, talking about freshwater mussels, who develop their own lures to look like fish. It's pretty interesting. So that's kind of a tangent, but it's not really, because we're going into what we're doing in 2021 now for Lake Country Clean Waters. And so we're doing 4 main things for our organization, and those are education and outreach, or education, outreach, research, and management, right? So we want to communicate what's going on in Lake Country with all 4 of those topics. So in 2021, our plan as an organization, what we want to do is plan and host quarterly meetings with excellent speakers, plan and host our annual Healthy Lakes Conference, and we're hoping we can do it in person, but we're not sure yet. Contribute to an education booth at the Lake Country Clean Waters Festival, and moving forward with the Lake Country Clean Waters Festival after this year, we want to take on the Lake Country Clean Waters Festival, and that takes place on the Pewaukee Beach every year in Waukesha. And we want to kind of take that on and have that combine our Healthy Lakes Conference with this kind of day-long festival on a Saturday that has an education booth and has a water ski show, and I think fireworks and a bunch of other fun stuff. So moving forward, we do see a bright future, pun intended, with fireworks for Lake Country Clean Waters. We also want to attend and present at various lake, river, and water events, work at community events, present at Lake and River District and Association events. Whenever you guys, similar to what Sam was saying, if you want us to come and present about what we're doing or how we're communicating between lakes at your event, we're happy to come and present at your lake district or lake association. We also want to provide educational opportunities with state and local officials, with university staff from Carroll University, from UW Milwaukee, UW Madison, and then provide other educational opportunities with curriculum for younger kids. So we have Caroline Joyce on our board, who kind of specializes in creating curriculum for younger K-12 students. And so we want to partner with people within our organization and Washington, Waukesha counties, with the counties themselves, to help distribute and develop some of that education, to some of that curriculum. So with education and networking opportunities, last year was really exciting. We had our first Lake Country Clean Waters Lake Recognition Award, and that went to North Lake Management District, but it is a traveling award. So you can see the paddle in the picture here has a lot of different empty spaces. So you can, you know, let us know what you're doing on your lake and potentially win the Lake and River Organization Annual Recognition Award. So that's a traveling award, and you get that certificate and that award. And what we want to see is lake and river organizations competing with each other to win this award, because it's just kind of fun, and we want to see it get passed around Lake Country as you all do amazing, fun, and really cool work. So we'll also be doing outreach opportunities. We will be doing email and outreach correspondence similar to what we've always done. We will be starting a monthly constant contact where we'll be giving updates and potentially partnering with Sam on this and the Washington Waukesha County AIS team. Maintaining our website as a communication tool for everybody and keeping that updated, and recording and editing outreach and education videos, pursuing further partnership opportunities, and then developing that Wisconservation podcast and really kind of pushing that out to have fun and interesting people come in and have that be a listening opportunity for anyone in our organization to be able to listen to that podcast and just kind of say, you know, hey, here's an interesting thing that's happening in our community. Regarding research, we want people to stay informed about recent developments in freshwater science. So we'll be working with the UWM Freshwater Sciences, we'll be working with the New York Botanical Gardens, which we've continued to do, as long as the Army Corps of Engineers and just local organizations as well. And that's what I mean by network with scientists worldwide. Keep working with lake associations and districts to pursue informed research, work with universities to conduct further research, and then also just keep working with our federals and our DNR and local governments to conduct comprehensive research and consulting to share with local water groups. So we'll want to keep working with like North Lake Management District as they continue to study their drone study on North Lake and pursue that. We want to share those results with all of you as much as we can. So then we also have our in-field opportunities. So last year, we had a bunch of fun doing our AIS Snapshot Day. This is a picture of us out on a river in Waukesha doing AIS Snapshot Day, looking at some corbicula or Asian clams. So we want to participate and partner in Clean Boats, Clean Waters efforts, partner with Purple Loosestrife Bow Control, Healthy Lakes Grants projects, AIS Snapshot Day, Project Red partnerships. Really, we want to be the organization that anyone feels comfortable coming to distribute the information that you need to do what you want on your lake. You know, whether it's us connecting you with Sam or us connecting you with a different organization like the River Alliance. We're connected to all these organizations, and the possibilities are endless of what you're able to do. You just need to tell somebody that you want to do it. And we want to be the person who you feel comfortable going to. And on top of that, I mean, I love doing the Purple Loosestrife biocontrol beetles. Like, I grow them myself in my yard. I have some tenants who I'm so excited to teach these little like 6-year-olds about what Purple Loosestrife beetles are and stuff. So like, this is something that as an organization, like our board members and me, like we do this stuff personally because we're just genuinely interested and fascinated by, you know, keeping our waters clean and free from AIS. So it's just fun. With that though, I want to hit on this again. 2021, we're barely weathering, and then 2022 we're looking really grim, really grim. So we're we're looking for individual sponsorships, but we're also going to need to do something and look for corporate sponsorships. So I'm just putting this out there because I believe in, if you're doing good things, you put it out into the world. Hopefully something will come in return. We're looking for corporate sponsorships. If you know anyone on your lake who's part of an organization that does corporate sponsorships, people who do conservation initiatives, people who, organizations that write grants. I know we reach out to a lot of big companies like We Energies or Miller Coors to see if they can help us out. And some of those grants are really competitive. Honestly, a lot of them, it just ends up being, you need to know somebody in that organization because that's who those conservation funds are going to go to. So this is kind of our reach out to anyone of you who might know somebody in one of those organizations who would just want to connect us. Like I said, we love doing this work and we want to continue to do it, but we're going to need to figure out our funding structure and revamp that a little bit. If we can get into 2022 and work with the Lake Country Clean Water Festival, we can probably bring that back, but it's getting there that we need to worry about. So I hate to be the guy who's asking for trying to plug the money thing, but this is just the reality of where we're at as an organization. So I just wanted to just plug that. And with that, so sorry to end on that note, but I want to go back to being kind of excited about what we're doing next year, or what we're doing this year and what we've done in the past. And I want to go back to that first question that we asked, okay? So in doing that, I'm going to have you all, I'm going to copy this link and share this in the chat. So, okay, so, and then I'm going to go back to that first question. And just bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so I want to go back to this first question that we asked, which is what big challenge do you bring to this gathering? And what do you hope to get and give from this group? So instead of doing this instructions right here, I want everyone to click on this chat, this link that I just put in the chat, because this is going to be a fun little activity that we're going to do. So if anyone's having issues or troubles, feel free to speak up. It looks like people's faces are inquisitive enough to where they're probably having clicked on the link. Justin, yeah, I'm looking at you. And once you click on the link, you should be brought to, I'm going to stop sharing for a sec here so we can all see each other. You should be brought to a website that says Lake Country Clean Waters topics. So I'm going to start this. So hopefully you're all seeing Lake Country Clean Waters topics, and you're seeing the question that says, what challenge do you bring to this meeting? What do you hope to get from this organization? So what your challenge here is to do is to put in your answer. Just put in kind of what challenge, after thinking and going through this meeting, do you bring to this meeting, and what hope do you get from this organization? And it looks like 8 people are in there right now, so that's good to see. Good, and then you'll just hit submit after you put in your idea. And once again, just to reiterate, we are clicking on the link in the Zoom chat that will bring you to a different web page where you should be able to put in an idea of what challenge you bring to this meeting and what do you hope to get from this organization. And if you're having troubles, feel free to let me know or put it in the chat.
Brad, it's Bonnie. Yeah, I don't see the link there anywhere.
Okay, let me resend it to you. So I just sent it to your chat directly.
Okay,
Did you,
Okay.
do you see it?
yes.
Oh, looks like you just got in. Good, okay, see some ideas rolling in here. I can't, by the way, I can't see, this is all anonymous. I don't know who's writing what. So, whatever you write, I don't know. It's totally anonymous. All I can see is that you've logged in. We'll give everyone about another minute to write their ideas down. Looks like we got 15 people logged in and about 7 people have submitted ideas. So this is exciting. Oh, nice. Lisa, I see what you just put in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can put that in the idea, which I'm not sure if we can. Here we go. Okay, I submitted that idea into the actual control room for you. Okay. Okay, we'll give it about 30 more seconds. Is everybody having an easy time with this? Thumbs up, good to go. Okay, cool. So coming up in a couple seconds here, we'll start going through it. So, oh, now look at a couple more ideas coming in. So we'll give it about 10 more seconds. All right. So we will go ahead and start voting. So everyone keep an eye on the screen. And you'll see an idea come up anonymously, and you're gonna vote on it, on what you think best matches. From a no way to a must do it. Okay, so I see votes are coming in. We got 8 out of 12. 4 votes remain. If anyone's having a hard time voting, let me know. I know it can be a little bit difficult on a phone, if anyone's on a phone. Looks like 2 votes to go. Excuse me. We're almost there. And we're gonna say we got 2 votes to go, 5 seconds, because we got 12 of these to go through. So, all right, we're gonna go to the next round. Okay, so now you're gonna see a new idea and you're gonna do the same thing. Okay, we got 7 out of 12. Let's see if we can get it back up to 10. Lisa, that's okay if you're on your phone, can't vote. All right, cool. Okay, we're gonna go to the next round. Hopefully you're all getting the idea. We're gonna do the same thing. This one is OWPP desires to improve communication with lake groups, to offer our assistance in understanding technical issues, and then offer our help to enhance monitoring of key chemical elements that affect lake water quality for the near and long term. Okay, nice. Round 4. This one, let's see. More effectively communicating and working as stakeholders on lake-related issues. News and concerns from lake residents about their lakes. So sharing news. Hopefully you guys think this is as fun as I do. All right, so we got everyone in. Let's go to the next round. This one is examine issues from different perspectives, not as an argument, but as a way to look at different alternatives. All right. And the next one, what we got to go. Okay, ready for the next round? Here we go. Okay, cool. So here we go. We can see the top voted ideas here. So number 1, the highest voted is my challenge is to encourage others to volunteer in lake efforts. And tied for number 2, slow the spread of AIS in Washington and Waukesha and beyond. Number 3 is to direct our energies on the most serious threats to water quality, define what those threats are for local lakes, work on those threats with a working group to find solutions. 4 is hope to get, so you guys can see that I don't need to read down the entire list here. And I'm just wondering who, I keep hearing distracting. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so as you can see, these are the top rated by everyone on the call here. So we were able to go through and vote for these top 10 things. So we'll take these top 10 things and use them as we drive our organization forward in finding the next meeting topics for our future meetings, for our quarterly meetings. So I'm taking a screenshot of it right now, just in case. So that's cool. That was fun. And then I'm going to share my screen again. And go back to the slide we were at. So does anybody have any comments, questions, or ideas from that? What do you guys think? Anybody have any input? I got one comment during it that said, I love this. It's a creative way to get feedback from lake people. Also, I got another one saying, can you let us know how to donate? And the way to donate, and I'm putting it in the website, is to go, oops, let me put that chat to everyone, is to go to our website, lakecountrycleanwaters.org. So you can go there, and that's where you can donate to our organization. So I hope everyone thought that was fun. I'm really excited to look through those results a little bit closer and see what you guys wrote and what you want to see moving forward. So that's pretty cool.
Brad?
Yeah?
Can you get back in to get those results later?
Yes, I can. And I will also put those results on our website as well. So when you go to the website, you'll be able to see what was voted for.
Okay, thank you.
So moving forward, a couple other fun things that we're doing this year. We want to do a calendar photo contest. So thanks, Jesse, for suggesting this. It's a cool suggestion. If you have cool photos from your lake or river or organization, you can submit them to our website or our email, which is info@lakecountrycleanwaters.org. We'll choose the top 12 photos and we're going to make a calendar. And so your photo could potentially be featured in that calendar. So feel free to submit those at any time. We want photos for every season. It'd be cool to have some awesome winter photos for the winter months, summer photos for the summer month, and every one in between. And then we'll also be featuring a Lake of the Month on our monthly email. So if you think there's a good reason your lake should be featured at Lake of the Month, you can send us a few reasons why, also at that info@lakecountrycleanwaters.org. We will obviously be able to get all the information from the DNR site, like what kind of fish are there, what invasive species are in the lake, and how big it is, and kind of some of that Citizen Lakes monitoring information. But if you have some cool personal reasons or stories, you know, our organization is here to tell the story of your lake and why you love it and why you want it to be healthy and why it's here. So if you want to share some of those stories for our Lake of the Month, that would be really cool. We'll send our featured Lake of the Month during our monthly email. So moving forward, oh, and so lakes and rivers of the month. So sorry, there will probably be rivers in there too. Next year's meeting dates. So this is our schedule for 2021. So our meeting today is January 20th. Our next quarterly meeting is going to be Wednesday, April 21st at the same time, 6 to 8 p.m. Then Mike shared with me that Wisconsin Lakes is doing Wisconsin Water Week, which is going to be March 8th through the 12th. And Mike, if you want to pop on and talk about that a little bit, we'd be happy to hear it.
Sure, I'll give you a minute about Wisconsin Water Week and what it is. So I think some people on the call are familiar with the Wisconsin Lakes and Rivers Convention that we've put on along with our partners at Extension Lakes and the Department of Natural Resources for the last, I don't know, 30 some years, something like that. Lisa probably knows the number better than I do, but virtual again in 2021. The usually happens in April. We've moved it up to March 8th to the 12th. And we decided if we were going to be online, we might as well go full in on it. We now have we expanded our topics to be more inclusive of all water issues in the state. So it's not exclusively about lakes and rivers this year. So we've got groundwater and drinking water topics. We have over 250 presenters, I was told today. Don't worry, they don't all do hour-long topics. A lot of panel discussions, a lot of opportunities for participants to get involved. And it's all going to be on a really great virtual event platform called EventMobi that allows you to interact with other people that are there, with sponsors who have exhibit pages. I've been to a couple of these from other organizations, and it really does, it comes as close to making you feel like you're actually there as you can be, except maybe it was like a, you know, virtual world where you had an animated avatar and could fly around or something like that. The first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the week, are kind of the statewide stuff. And then on Thursday, based on watersheds, big river basins in the state, there will be 13 different regional conferences that you can pick from. Each of those days is $20 a piece. And then on Friday, we're just encouraging groups to do stuff on a local level. So it may be a river cleanup if the weather is good that early in March, might not be, might be a meeting. There might be some virtual field trip opportunities or possibly some real field trip opportunities depending on where and what the health situation is at the time. But that'll, Friday will be more locally driven, and there will be a whole list of stuff on our websites. So if you go to my website, wisconsinlakes.org, you can find a link to the Wisconsin Water Week information. There's also some more information on the Extension Lakes page, and we'll have registration open up any day. It was supposed to be open up today, but we had a few bugs in the system that have prevented us from going completely full open, but it'll be ready for registrations to be taken very soon.
Nice. Thanks, Mike. I think I hope I put the right website in there. I put wisconsinlakes.org.
Yes, that's right.
Get to it. Nice. All right, then after that, the next fun event will be the Healthy Lakes Conference. So that's going to be Friday, June 4th. We're still putting that together, but we're really excited for another really awesome Healthy Lakes Conference this year. And then shortly after that will be the Lake Country Clean Waters Festival, which is still to be determined. So we'll share that date for sure in April, in our April meeting, but that'll be sometime in August. And then our last quarterly meeting for the year in 2021 will be September 22nd. So, man, well, who knows what the world is going to look like at that point, but we hope it's just only going to get better from this point on, and be really great to hopefully see everyone in real life at some point. So, great. With that, I know we are scheduled till 8, but that is what I have for y'all. So if anybody has any questions, we're happy to take them. I'll stick around till after the call, after everyone's gone. So if you want to stay on, or if you want to chat about anything to the group, this is an open forum. So at this point, feel free to hop off mute and chat, or we'll see you next time. Thanks everyone for coming today.
Bye-bye.
We really
Brad, thanks for all your work on this.
Thank you. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Say, I have a question. The drone wave study, is that on the website? The results?
Yep, that's on, the whole presentation is on the Lake Country Clean Waters website.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Thank
You
you.
can go to, it is like it's the whole meeting. So you'll have to go to the September meeting from 2020. And then Mike starts presenting like maybe 10 minutes in.
Okay.
So it'll look like another meeting, like just one of these meetings, but then he's the
Sure.
presenter. So as he goes through, he'll present.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
They actually will be presenting that at the Wisconsin Water Week as well.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think on Tuesday, that presentation will happen.
Yeah, that's one of those studies that's going to be, it's a big one. It's like one of those, they just kind of did it. And it's one of those studies that it's like, wow, this is going to have implications across the world.
Yep, most definitely. I've had conversations with colleagues from lake organizations in other states that have been really excited by that. And there's a great study going on that's similar to that one in Minnesota as well.
Yeah, that's really exciting. It's really cool what they've done. It'll be cool to see the versions that come from it too. You know, as people keep going with it,
Right.
as science does. Oh, you know what? I can stop sharing too.
So Mike, I just have to say that the event Mobi is super intuitive. I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah, it's awesome. They have been so good to work with. You know, we have like every time we say, "Can you guys do this?" They're like, "Well, I don't know. We've never done that before, but let me talk to some people." and so, and it's happened. So, they're an app that was really designed for in-person conferences. It's sort of like an add-on to in-person conferences, so you can have agendas and schedule meetings through the app with exhibitors. And they totally pivoted and have just built this really fantastic platform that streams through the Zoom and the whole deal.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's incredible. I'm sure they didn't think they'd have that much business, but that's
No, I think they've had significant growth.
yes, I agree. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much, guys.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for presenting, Sam. That was great.
Yeah, that was.
You're welcome.
And it's always nice to have your exciting self on the calls.
Yeah, my enthusiasm.
Your enthusiasm.
My enthusiasm. It'll be great. And let's set up, I'll call you next week about some podcasts too.
And your very shiny eyes too.
Yes, I like my alien eyes. And then my hair was up, so it looks like I'm just totally bald. I did not pre-plan this very well. Oh well.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, thanks guys.
That was
All
great.
right. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Jill's off. Lisa looks like she's away from her computer.
Yeah, I think so, because she had logged back on. So I don't even know if she realized that she was still on there.
So this is cool. That control room thing works pretty well.
Good.
Lots of people I think voted all fives because a lot of the scores are all really, really high.
Oh, really high? Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, it's cool that this kind of spits it out for you as number 1 through 12 here.
Yeah, that's nice, because I don't think that the polling function on Zoom weights like that.
Oh, really?
I don't think you can do it weighted.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was as smooth as it was going to be for just trying it out like an hour ago.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is, like, I didn't do it, so I couldn't see the results.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so maybe, like, if you do it again, just share your screen with the results in case somebody's just couldn't figure it out and didn't bother to do it. So
I thought of that like halfway through, because then I was like, oh, I should just log on as a participant and read the questions out because everyone has the same question. I could have just shared my screen so everybody saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But then I would have had to vote. And everyone would have been able to see what I voted.
Everybody would see what you vote. You vote ones across the board, except for your own.
That's too funny. Man, thank you so much for the help. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah. That's super helpful. And it's nice to be able to help like you pitch Wisconsin Water Week and Sam pitch AIS stuff. I mean, I love
Yeah, that was great.
the partnership opportunity there is awesome. So
Yep.
hopefully it gets on people's radars.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. All right, man. Well, thanks so much. Anything else?
Sounds good. Gonna go see what inaugural events are going on right
I
now.
haven't- I
So
haven't looked into anything today. I haven't had the chance. So I'm
oh,
excited.
I took a break and watched the whole thing.
Did you? I have to go look it up and watch it. I heard it was pretty awesome.
It was really there. The young woman that is she's the new National Youth Poet Laureate. She's like 22.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that was, the poem was good enough that I'm like, I don't know if there's a distinction between youth and national and non-youth, but like that was an impressive poem for a 22-year-old. Let's put it
That's
that
cool.
way.
That's cool. All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go watch some of that too.
All right.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yep. We'll talk to you
later.
soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.